What's going on, everybody? Now, I know it has been a while since I have come to you with a review. I am sorry, I've been kind of busy doing some different things, but no worries because this week, I got a doozy for you. Now, due to some of the comments that I've been getting on my other reviews about them being too long, we're going to change up the way I do these things just a little bit. We're going to eliminate me showing the trailers, and we're going to shorten up my explanation of the plot of the movie. That way, we can speed these things up a little bit more and jump into what I liked or didn't like about them, because hey, that's where the funny is anyway. So, without further ado, this week's movie review, Eclipse, the third installment in the Twilight saga. So, since we're eliminating me playing the trailer for you to shorten things up and doing the condensed plot summary, here's what the movie's about. Girl is in love with a vampire. Girl also has a friend who's a werewolf. Werewolf is in love with girl also. Needless to say, this causes a lot of tension between werewolf and vampire. Through a series of events in the last movie, which I'm not going to bother to explain, a bunch of other vampires want to kill girl. Subsequently, vampire and vampire's family and friends have to help save girl. Werewolf guy and his werewolf homies also want to protect girl. So the two sides come together in what can only be explained as a mythical kind of race war, but they're going to go ahead and put their differences aside because the girl is so very, very important. So now here we go. I don't get this movie, or any of these movies for that matter. The writing is terrible, the dialogue is so contrived, the acting is horrible. I don't understand how this series of movies has become the phenomenon that it is. Before I even get into the movie, I'm already amazed by what it is that is transpiring in front of me at the theater. I go to the midnight showing, and at 11 o'clock, there is a line that extends as far as the eye can see. All these 15-year-old chicks that want to see Twilight. So this is what I'm dealing with. I am surrounded by text messaging and giggling. I want to kill myself. I want to just... Because that's who goes to see these movies. 12 to 16-year-old girls. That's your target demographic. And then you got 27-year-old me in the midst of all this madness because it's a big deal. Obviously, I'm going to review it. And also, my girlfriend wanted to see it, so that's the other group of people that are there. Guys that are with their chicks. But that's the only demographic that should be there, in my opinion. The 12 to 16-year-olds, and then the guys that are there with their chicks. But then I stumble across these guys. These three dudes, although they're young, are there by themselves. They're not with any girls. There's not a girl in sight. You know what that means? That means these three guys planned this out. They got on the internet, they bought tickets in advance, they called each other up. Dude, we're totally going to see the new Twilight tonight, right? Dude, you know it, I've had my tickets for weeks. I am so stoked. This is gonna be awesome. They have zero excuse to be there. I digress. So I suffer through this movie, and I gotta say, I don't get it. I don't get why it's such a big deal. As I said before, it is a terribly written movie. It is painful to watch. It's not just that I'm not into the genre of movies, so I just think it's bad. It's not that, because I'm not really a big fan of Harry Potter, but I get it. I understand why people want to see it. I'm not a big fan of Lord of the Rings. In fact, I hate the Lord of the Rings movies. But once again, I understand. But with this movie, no idea what people are thinking. It's so bad, and there are so many things that are wrong with it. How about this? Nobody knows that Edward Cullen, the vampire guy, is a vampire. Like, the chick knows, the werewolf guys know, but nobody in the town seems to notice that this guy is paler than Casper the Friendly Ghost himself. No one even acknowledges it. The guy's ghost white. You would think that the entire community, they might not be thinking vampire because vampires don't exist, but they might be going, you know, Bella, I'm not trying to judge, but your boyfriend, he's looking a little pale. I don't know, something might not be right. You might want to, you know, get him looked at. He's not, you know? I mean, Christ, his eyes glow! Nobody's even the least bit suspicious that I think something's up with this guy. Now, although I cannot stand this movie or any of these movies, I will say that there were moments in this movie where the dialogue was genuinely funny. Meaning it was funny because it meant to be funny and it succeeded in being funny. There were also many times where it wasn't meaning to be funny, but it was hysterical. This movie is just a series of people kissing with shitty dialogue just crammed in. I will say the one high point in the movie was the fight between the werewolves and the vampires and the bad vampires. That was kind of kick-ass. Other than that one part of the movie's terrible. Robert Pattinson's a terrible actor. Kristen Stewart is not very attractive at all, and I have no idea why the werewolf guy and the vampire guy even give enough of a shit to fight over her. If I was either one of them, I'd be like, dude, take her. She's yours. No, seriously. No, please. Whatever the guy's name is that plays the werewolf guy, like, I don't even care enough to go look up his name on IMDb, and I don't know it because I'm not emphatically, just obsessed with this movie. That guy is the worst actor of all of them. The only thing he's got going for him is the muscles and the body. So for that, way to go, kid. You're built like a brick shithouse. Awesome. But you suck at everything else in life. Go be a Calvin Klein model or an Abercrombie & Fitch model or something. Go stand in a department store window at Christmas with a Santa hat on your head. That's where you'd be the most useful. Now, I don't even want to waste any more time talking about this movie. It was so terrible, so we're just going to skip straight to the Choco-meter. Choco-meter! Now, in my opinion, this movie at best is a 2. But then I think back to when I was a 15-year-old girl, and I realized that for that demographic, this movie's probably more like a 9. And if you're not trying to score some brownie points with the chick that you're trying to get with, this movie is definitely not for you. And if you're 3, 4, 5, or any group of dudes going to see this movie with no chicks anywhere around you, kill yourself. And then give up on any dream that you ever had in some fantasy land of ever finding a chick to come anywhere near you. But you can pretty much gauge whether or not this movie is for you or not by just doing this simple little test that I'm about to give to you. Just say this sentence out loud. I am going to see the new Twilight movie, and I am very excited about it. If when saying that sentence, it came out exactly the way I just said it, I am going to see the new Twilight movie, and I am very excited about it, this movie is not for you. But if that sentence got filtered through your brain, and then when you said it, it came out more like this, oh my god, I am totally gonna go see the new Twilight movie tonight, and I am so totally excited about it. I can't believe this. I totally have to text my friends and put it on Facebook. I totally can't believe I'm here. This is so exciting. Team Jake or Team Edward, I am so totally excited. In that case, you will absolutely love this movie. For those people, this is your Raging Bull, your Scarface, your Godfather. So that's my review. It pretty much boils down to if your vocabulary consists of words such as, cognizant, or trepidation, then this movie, not for you. But if you can fit the word like or as 3 or more times into a 5-word sentence, boom, go see it immediately. So that's my take on Twilight Eclipse, and I hope that you liked it, and please put the comments at the bottom to let me know if you are on my team, or if you're one of the mindless Twilight, zombies out there that just love this stuff. I want to know, so put the comments at the bottom. And just like always, check out my other videos on my channel, subscribe to my channel, check out my podcast on iTunes, and all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next week. Later, y'all. Peace.